The Denver Nuggets defeated the Los Angeles Clippers 120 to 101 in game 7 of their first round matchup. The Nuggets are now advancing to the second round in which they will play the OKC Thunder, I believe, on Tuesday night. I think that's when the first game will be played. Actually, I think it might be Monday night is game 1. So we'll see how that goes. But this game was very interesting, I felt, in the sense that the Nuggets won this game, which I expected, but I didn't expect them to win this game the way that they had won it. I had predicted originally before the series started that the Nuggets would win this in 7 games, just based on them having the best player on the court, which is Nikola Jokic. In this game, I would say Jokic was not dominant at all. He had actually a very subpar game. When you compare it to his standards, it was just very average or mediocre, but it really didn't matter because when you look at the Denver Nuggets, they had several guys who were big. This was really a team effort that caused them to win this game. And there was an interesting record that they set in this game. They were saying this was like the first time in NBA history where you had a team in a game 7 that had 6 players to score 14 or more points, which really shows how balanced the scoring in this game was for the Nuggets, that everybody stepped up big in this game as a whole, as a team, which is very encouraging if you're a Nuggets fan, that the way just the team played is good, that they were just team oriented. So that's what I would say. But it was surprising just to see Jokic not dominate this game and just have a very, very mediocre game, and his team still won. So that really surprised me. I had to admit to that. But when you look at the Clippers on their side of things, that this game was close, I would say, for the first half that they were in this game. Granted, they didn't finish the second quarter strong. The Clippers, that is. They ended up in halftime going down 58 to 47, but the game was still in reach. I felt at that time they were only down by 11 points. What happened next was Denver went on a ridiculous run to start the third quarter, in which it was a 17 to 3 run. So the lead ended up being from 58 to 47 based on this run to being 75 to 50 due to a 17 to 3 run. And once that run happened, this game was over. It was finished, as they would say. This run was the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. So Denver pretty much eliminated the Clippers within the first 4 minutes of the third quarter. They built a 25-point lead, and they never looked back. They never looked back at all. It was a ridiculous run. So that was the game. I would say, looking at the Clippers of who played well, I would say Kawhi had a good first half. I think he was something like 5 of 9 in the first half, and he had like 15 points or so. And then in the second half, he was just like MIA, just like how he's always MIA when it comes to the regular season. He was just absent. He was missing. He lived up to my moniker, which I always call him part-time superstar. He did not show up in the second half. He was completely gone, for sure. Now, the biggest choker in this game for the Clippers, I would say, has to easily be James Harden. This guy finished the game with 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting. And he didn't do much in this game. I know people are going to look at the box score and say, like, well, he got 13 assists. You got to give him credit for that. Well, he got 10 of those assists in the first half. And then after halftime, he only had 3 more assists. So he didn't really do that much. I know it's deceptive. But this is even bigger, I would say, in the sense that it shows that Harden will never come through in meaningful games. That's been his MO throughout his career. That is his legacy, in the sense that he never shows up when it truly matters. He always disappears in a game 7, in a game where the stakes are high. He won't show up. So I felt his legacy took another hit today. Granted, no one was ever expecting the Clippers to win a title. But the fact that he didn't show up in this game, he didn't deliver on the highest stage of pressure, just shows again that this guy is a pretender when it comes to being a true all-time great. He's a great regular season player, but he's never been a big-time performer when it really mattered in the playoffs. Granted, he's still a Hall of Famer. He'll still get in, obviously. He has his MVP award at 75 greatest of all time, but he's never been built for the playoffs, and this shows it again. This was just another legacy hit for Harden. As for Kawhi, I would say that the Clippers have a difficult decision to make. Do they continue to build their team around this part-time aging superstar that it will only get worse as the years go by, with him not always being there, him being injury prone, him not playing half the time? And I know this year there was some optimism and hope in the Clippers circles that Kawhi would be well rested for the playoffs, and it will be worth it for once that he's well rested, he's not hurt, and with a healthy Kawhi, that they can go on a deep playoff run. That there's always this hype that Kawhi gets based off of that 2018 championship, I think it was. No, the 2019 Raptors championship, that, hey, Kawhi doesn't show up during a regular season, but if he's well rested, if you do this load management, that he will deliver during the playoffs. Well, Kawhi didn't deliver during these playoffs, ultimately, because he didn't show up today when it really mattered. I know people bring up some of the other games he had in the series where he dominated, but today he didn't show up. So this puts the playoff Kawhi hype to a rest now. I believe that it's over with. The Clippers just now had to make that decision. Do they keep him, and do they continue to play this type of game with him, dealing with all this load management BS? Or do they finally rid themselves of him? They're going to make that tough decision during the offseason. As for what they could have done better in this game, I do believe that Coach Lue did make a mistake by not playing other guys in this game when he should have, when they were down earlier in this game. He played them in garbage time, but I felt he should have rolled the dice on just anybody but what he had on this game earlier in the game when it came to his bench players. Like, Batum was a no-show today. Bogdanovich was solid, but the rest of the bench was garbage. He should have played just guys like Patty Mills, just a veteran. You never know what Mills could have provided off the bench for them when it was crucial, when they were still in reach of this game. What some other guys could have done, even a guy like Kobe Brown, who hardly plays, he was great in garbage time. You should have rolled the dice with him earlier in the game, see what he could have done when the game was in striking distance. The Clippers' lack of depth really cost them this game today, and their stars not showing up cost them the game today. And obviously they ultimately lost this game. As for next season, I don't think they have a bright future. Maybe they get in the playoffs again as some low seed, but this Clippers team ceiling is just a first round and out team, as was shown today. Now, when it comes to the Nuggets, it'll be interesting to see how the next series goes. I don't think they'll win the next series, but I'm hoping that they do. I do like Jokic. I do like the Nuggets, but we'll see. We'll see what adjustments they make when they have to deal with a machine in OKC. But that's all I have to say.